What we've got here today at the Deltaville Maritime Museum is our second dead rise skiff that we're going to build here. We did one last year that was about 20 foot by 7 feet. This one is about 19 and a half feet by about 6 feet wide, so it's a little bit smaller, but the same process. And what we've done here so far is the basic setup of how we get started on a dead rise boat. And we started by making some pieces. Initially we glued up a piece full length for the keel out of heart pine, and then we made a stem piece that you can see up in the front here. We made the transom in the back, which we'll go to in a minute. Made the knees to tie everything together, and then basically assembled those pieces to some extent, and then get to where we will actually set it up and get everything leveled. The main keel is level. Make sure that the stem is plumb up and down, and then we brace everything in, which you can see here to keep it from moving. We've got a block spiked into the ground to hold the stem in place so it'll stay straight. And then we go to the back where the transom is. We got the transom all hung on back here, same way. We got the knee in there. We've got the braces again to hold it all straight, and we've checked this thing for level, and we've checked it with diagonals from the bow back to the corners to make sure it's all square and straight. And we've actually got some wedges and stuff to keep this thing level across here and so on. So that's the point we're at. We're pretty well set up. The next thing, once we got that, is we've got the spreader that goes in here, which is sort of the key thing. And you can see it's got an angle cut on both sides, and it's centered up, and we've actually got a batten in here to check that we're in the right place and getting the shape and so on. But this spreader is generally set 16 to 18 inches forward of midship. The midship is right in this spot. I've got it marked on there. And this is generally 16 to 18 inches forward of it. You put your spreader in. And then what I've done here, I've got a batten that we put on here just to kind of check our angles on the stem and the transom. And we put that on and so on just to figure out what the next step is. So now we are basically set up. We've got our bracing in everywhere. I've checked everything for plumb and square and straight. And so the next step now with this in here, we look pretty good on our angles, the landing on the transom and on the stem. So the next step that we'll go to is to the wood pile and get out the planking, figure out what planks we're gonna use for what, and the next step would be to put this chine plank on and get it secured, and then the actual chine log inside, and then start planking the bottom. So that'll be the next thing we'll do.